really quick. What is going on, everybody? We are just getting started. We got the TikTok live answering questions. Luke, man, I got a 1-star review and it stated product arrived broken, returned it. Try to reach out to that customer. You might be able to turn it around. Reach out to that customer, offer them a free replacement. Is it more product selection or execution? It's both, no. But where I see a lot of people fail on Amazon is poor execution. So your product definitely does matter. Like if you don't launch the right product, no amount of marketing, PPC, anything like that can really save you. But most people don't necessarily choose the worst product. Some beginners do. I've seen some pretty bad product picks, but a lot of it is execution. People don't know the execution steps in order to actually continue the business, make the business profitable, make the business organically rank, all of these different things. That's going to matter to me so much more. Any good product for beginner, please? Heartbeat, I don't just give products away for free. I teach you guys how to do product research and how to analyze products and all of that. But nobody's just going to give you a product for free, nor would I ever trust a product that I saw on social media. Like I have so many videos now, probably like 15 videos on my TikTok where I show people who, I review other Amazon sellers videos who say like, oh, this is such a good product to sell, and I debunk it and I show why it's not a good product to sell. So it's better to learn how to do good product research. It's better to learn how to analyze potential products and then do the product research yourself. In fact, if we get to 4K likes and 30 shares, if you click the share button, you can click copy link. It counts as a share to the algorithm. You can do that as many times. 4K likes, 30 shares. We'll do live product research on today's live. What's the profit margin on these? On this account, 40% after everything. That's just one of 4 7-figure seller accounts, one of 5 Amazon accounts that I operate. Average margins across all of them is 36%. Best place to do market research, Helium 10 on Amazon and Helium 10. Yeah. Hello, Baba. What up, Habibi? Tried, but it says customer disabled seller contract. I was so mad. Like, why? That is very unfortunate. You just got to push for more good reviews, Sheep. It's part of the game. I know. Trust me, I would get devastated every time I saw a bad review. I'm a little more numb to it now, but you got to just keep pushing. How you doing, bro? What up, show? Thank you for sharing the live. Good to see you. Not gonna lie, I was so mad and that I know where this customer works. Nah, bro, you can't think like that, Sheep. Trust me. It sucks, but it's part of the game. It's actually one of the reasons why I really don't leave reviews on Amazon. There is one product that I bought on Amazon recently that just does not work at all. And even then I was like, if I was an everyday person, I'd probably leave a bad review on this product, but I'm like, I don't even want to do that to the seller. Other people will leave reviews for me, essentially. What up, Slim? Show, thank you for sharing the live. If we hit the goal, will you check a product I'm going forward with? Blonded, I only check products directly for my students, bro. But I respect the ask for sure. I asked if I should launch another product even though my first isn't even profitable. You said no, but my parents are urging me to. They're extremely supportive and are willing to financially support me if anything ever happens. Number one, respect to your parents, bro. That's pretty G. I would definitely do the same things for my kids. If my kids wanted to if they were trying to do a business, I would just help them no matter what. So I really respect that. That's super cool. You have dope parents. It depends. Have you learned anything from this first product that is not profitable? And have you done a lot of optimizations with this product? Because I still think that you should launch another product. I'm not saying that you should never, but I think that you should continue to try with this product. Now, the other side of that is while you continue to try with this product, you can go launch another product. But the hope would be that you learned something from this first launch that you can carry over to your second launch. Thoughts on TikTok Shop? I'm a big fan, very big fan. I think TikTok Shop is awesome. I think it's a great strategy for Amazon sellers. I think that all Amazon sellers should be on TikTok Shop and utilizing it. So yeah, definitely a big fan. Any tips for PPC? I have a lot of tips for PPC, but can you be a little bit more specific? Because that's pretty broad. PPC is a very in-depth thing. So do you mean structuring your campaigns? Do you mean how to run your campaigns? Do you mean how to optimize your campaigns? Do you mean how to get your conversion rate up? Keyword search numbers look good. Do I do research on the literal product name itself? Yes. Hold on. I'm getting like 30 texts. I need to hide alerts for this person really quickly. That was just like every 3 seconds I see a text pop up on my screen. Okay, they're still popping up. Sick. Just don't make the same mistakes and he'll be fine. Yes, I do agree with that. Yeah, I think it just got to me because it came in such a bad timing. My rating went from 4.6 to 4.3 just when I want to relaunch. 4.3 is not bad still, bro. 100%. I've learned so much from launching and asking you questions on these lives too. Then yeah, while you're continuing to optimize that product, then you could on the back end, because you know how long it takes to launch a product. So on the back end, you could be working on another product as well. I don't think that's a bad thing in your scenario. Show, thank you for sharing the live. Let's get it going. The lives are super useful. I appreciate that. I do these lives for y'all, so it, makes me happy that you guys are all getting value from them and able to actually take things that you learn from the live and apply them to your business. So I love it. It means that we're on the right track here. Also, hopefully y'all are watching the videos because I do post lots of videos every single day. I have doubled, 100% increased my output on videos on TikTok. By the way, I think I found a great product because I do product research out of boredom these days. I like that. If the numbers look good and you think you can differentiate the product, then there you go. Let's go show out here, sharing the live. I love it. Getting us closer to our share goal. Remember, 4K likes, 30 shares. We will do live product research. Also, few things. Posted some videos today. Last video I posted is on a new YT video. Second to last video, why you're not making any money selling on Amazon. Third to last video, I share with y'all the 2 things that made me start selling on Amazon. And then, oh my gosh, I'm still getting texts. It's just so annoying. Hold on. Sorry, I have to do it on my phone. The screen's going to go dark, but I'm not getting off live. Hold on. Okay, that was just really annoying me. Sorry. And then the fourth to last video is allegedly how to get friends and family reviews on Amazon. Not saying I do it, not saying I suggest it, just allegedly. If you were to do it, how to get it done in the right way. So I got those videos up. A lot of my college classes are just yap. Should I do product research when I start? Or should I do product research when I start? Yes, you should. I think college is an interesting one. Again, I can't be the one to tell anybody to go to college or not to go to college. That's for each individual to decide. Another statistic that is the flip side of what I talk about with college is that majority of millionaires and billionaires have gone to college. I do think that those are older statistics, being that like when my generation and the generation before me grows up, I think that we're going to see those statistics change drastically. So we'll see how that plays out. But I mean, obviously, college was the way to go when like our parent or my parents, I don't know how old everyone in here is, but like my parents and my grandparents were around, like college was the move. Especially certain cultures like my culture really emphasize college. Man, everybody in my family thought that I was going to be a failure because I didn't get good grades and I didn't decide to go to college, while all of my cousins who were around my age were going to college and all of this. It's a product with 53K search volume, average revenue 36K, average reviews 134. Sellers with 42 reviews do 1K plus sales a month, and a bunch of low review. Is there at least 20% of low reviewed sellers making 10K plus a month? How much money to genuinely start? I'd say minimum 3K USD. Michael, thank you for sharing the live. I love college. I'm in community service program. It really helps a ton with my social skills. I was really shy in high school. That's awesome. I think that like I know a lot of people who use college as like a networking opportunity. I just don't think like if you're gonna go and get a degree in something that you're never gonna use and you're gonna go to join a frat or a sorority, like I think that's almost becomes like a waste of money. You're gonna pay to go party. But if you're using it and it's sharpening your skills, then I think that's great. Enrolled in Vine today. Does this mix up with daily sales? Yes. Yeah, 16 out of 49 on page 1. No, so it wouldn't be all of the sellers on page 1, Sheep. When you set a filter, you're going to see how many low reviewed sellers are there. And then you're going to take the 16 and divide it by that. But it seems like it's 20% just from me saying that. Can you share your first product that you sold? I can share what type of product, but not the very first product I sold. I no longer own that brand and have a bunch of NDAs in place. But it was a gummy supplement. That was back in the day. I would not recommend launching a gummy supplement nowadays. It's Amazon is similar, but yes, user, I did. I said I answered yes. No worries. Iman, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate you. Y'all make sure that you keep liking the live, keep sharing the live. Let's get it popping, and then we'll do some product research. But we got to get those likes and shares within 17 minutes, or else we really just have to do a short product research. You totally don't have to answer this, but do you make most of your money with Amazon or with the program? I make 6 figures a month with Amazon. I make 5 figures a month with the mentorship. I don't ever say exact numbers, but I do make more from actually selling on Amazon. I'm not the biggest creator or anything like that. Like if I had 200 or 300, 400,000 plus followers, then I would probably make significantly more from the mentorship. Again, there's no denying that, and I'm not like hiding it by any means. But yeah, I make more with with Amazon, but I do make decent money with the mentorship as well. So yeah, I'm an open book, to be honest with you. Aside from like giving exact numbers, because like I'll show numbers from one Amazon account, I'll show numbers from certain things here and there. But like nobody knows all of the accounts, all of the numbers, all of the, I do sometimes mention like annual top line revenue, but that's also only Amazon. That doesn't include TikTok Shop. That doesn't include Shopify. How can I tell the difference between real sale and Vine claim? Off the top of my head, there's in a report you can see it, but it's not in your regular business reports. Do you have a community? I do. I'm in Canada, so no TikTok shop, unfortunately. Yeah, I hope they add it into Canada soon because TikTok shop is a really, really good tool. I would assume that there's a way. I haven't looked too much into it because I'm not like an expert on TikTok shop, although we do pretty well. But I would assume that there's ways to do it, like using like a 3PL, having inventory down there, creating a business entity in the US. I'm sure there's ways, but then at the same time, I don't know how it would work on the algorithm, like if you even have access to TikTok shop, even if you used allegedly like a VPN or something. Callie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. I'm spamming likes and shares if you don't mind. I really want to see the progress of product research. I don't mind at all. I love it, actually. If y'all can drop as many likes, as many shares as you want, it just helps out the algorithm. Duo, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. One thing that I do want to mention while we wait for some more questions is, yeah, I'll show you, Sheep. Let's get to the like and share goal, and so when we do product research, I'll show you, bro. So a few days ago, I posted a video, the best way to learn PPC ads, and I show everybody the in-depth guide on Amazon PPC that I have in the AMZ Masterclass. So we have part 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 2 mini PPC Masterclass lessons. And I'm very happy to announce that this week we are adding a new lesson to the PPC Masterclass. So we're making it even more in-depth. There is no guide like the PPC Masterclass on ads anywhere that you will find. I make that claim very boldly, and I stick to that claim because to this day, I have not had a student who joined the program tell me otherwise. And my students are looking at other creators. Some of my students were in other programs originally and then joined mine. My students are looking at TikTok YT content, and nobody has told me that it was not the most in-depth guide on PPC ads that they have seen. So y'all make sure that if you are struggling with PPC, you check that out in the TikTok bio. The Harvard of Amazon FBA private label education. I'm very excited because I will just continue to build this out. Maybe at some point the PPC Masterclass will be 20 parts, even though we do cover pretty much everything. I'd say the only thing that I don't cover in the PPC sections is like TV ads, but that's also because I don't use TV ads, and also because I don't think that they have developed in the way that most people are going to use them. What are PPC ads? PPC stands for pay per click, and it's Amazon's advertising model. So running ads on Amazon. Like when you go search for a product on Amazon, you're going to see sponsored, bunch of different places where you'll see sponsored, and that's where those ads would appear. In fact, how about I show y'all some of the different ad placements on Amazon. What product should we use? Let's do, I always, like, my brain always wants to go to water bottle. I don't know why, but let's switch it up a little bit. So show everybody all the different ad types here. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys see when it does that, but that was like a little flash thing. Hold on. What's going on here? There we go. That was bright. All right. So these are all the ad types. You have sponsored brand. These are these headlines ads. Only thing I know about product research is you don't pick seasonal ones. Yeah, that's correct. Luke, you're flashbang me, giving me flashbacks to my house too. Hey man, Call of Duty is one of my favorite games. I probably have hundreds of hours on that game. Is that right? Yes, that is correct, Show. So you have sponsored brand ads. These are headline ads right here. And then you have, actually, let's do a different market because this is not what most pages look like. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to go to water bottle. Just tried and true. So sponsored brand, this is the headline ad here, the first ad that customers will see. And then you have top of search ads. These are the top of search placements for your ads. See how it says sponsored, sponsored. Amazon probably does the best job out of any platform of making things not look like their ads. And then you scroll down here, you're going to see a video ad somewhere in the middle of the page most of the time. So this is also considered a sponsored brand ad. And then you're going to have things that are like mid-page, bottom page that also say sponsored. Those are going to be of search. And then if we click on a product detail page, we're going to have an ad right here. This is a sponsored display ad. You can put your product kind of right under another product. And then this is where Amazon does such a good job. So it'll say like these suggestions where it's like 4 stars and above or deals on related products. These are also ads. If you notice, sponsored. So Amazon's not just like nicely suggesting you products. They are showing you advertisements for products. And then as you come down here, you're going to see more sponsored brand ads. Those are down here. See right here, we see sponsored. And so that is what Amazon PPC is. And then to this brand I'm about to do it to. But if I PPC, pay per click. So see, it says sponsored right here. I click on this listing. That company just got charged for me clicking on their ad. You pay per click that you get, right? A met the goal. You just charged me. Sorry, sheep. All right, so let's do some product research. Let me get it set up first. I swear, I only yawn throughout the day. Haven't yawned all day. For some reason, I only yawn when I get on live. I don't know why. Let me set this up. We'll do some product research. While I'm setting this up, what category do y'all want to do product research in? Let me know down below. I'll let you pick. No electronics, no consumables, no topicals, no fragile items. And another thing about product research, home and kitchen, we could do that. Bases are good. No fragile items. You want to avoid fragile items. I also don't like hair products, Callie. That's considered a topical, something that you're putting in your hair. High advertising cost per clicks. Extra approval tests that can get pretty expensive. High average review markets. And I'll show you guys some examples of why I avoid certain products while we're doing this. We'll kind of change it up so we're not always doing the same thing. Dog leash, I wouldn't sell a dog leash because it doesn't meet the criteria, but something like that would be okay to sell. Again, I wouldn't, but that type of product would be fine. Good morning, brother. What's good, Hanto? My guy from the Maldives up in here. All right. So can you repeat that, please? Your thing cut out. You wouldn't want vases because they're fragile items. And well, brother, I'm not even going to comment on this, but bro, it's funny how you follow me and then come in and say nonsense. So since you don't know how to do it, because you don't have to watch my content, but since you don't know how to do it, I'll do you a favor and you'll never have to see my content again, just like that. It's always funny when people say things like that, because I always tell people that you don't have to join the program, and we're literally about to do product research for free and show you guys exactly how I do product research. But anyways, maybe an at-home safe. The only thing with a safe is it would be pretty heavy, so that's not a bad thing. It doesn't like not meet my criteria, but you just have to consider like the FBA fees, the shipping, storage fees. Dog leash, there's nothing wrong with it. The product doesn't meet my criteria. I follow a very strict guideline when it comes to doing product research, and that guideline has overall been pretty successful for me. So I would avoid a product like that, and I'll show some examples of like why I avoid certain markets, everybody. I don't read Arabic, but thank you so much for the follow. I'll call you Heart. Appreciate you and everybody in the live vibe and asking questions. Even though we got to our like goal, by the way, let's keep tapping the screen. Let's see if we can break 10K likes on this live for the value. Do you get your guideline with the mentorship? You do, but how I mentioned, bro, like I don't gatekeep any information. I have videos on it. We'll go over what my criteria is right now. I don't gatekeep information. The program is for people who wanted a more in-depth guide, direct access to me, and all of the tools that I've built for my students, like our shipping service, our product selection, listing creation service, sourcing service, inspection service, trademark service. What else? Amazon AI software that I created. But like when I tell people that they don't need to get my program, of course, pretty much everybody who's joined the program has gotten extra value outside of the content because of everything that I do in there and what I've built. I actually, just before we do the product research, I want to share this message that I got from one of my students the other day. I just have to remember who sent it. Oh yeah, it's my guy Frankie. Frankie's currently doing like 40K a month on Amazon with a product that we selected for him. But he was asking about the new freight forwarder that I created. And then he dropped at the end of the message, he said, by the way, I find it genuinely so awesome that you are willing to keep improving on things that are already so good in the mentorship. Thank you, bro. I responded to his first part of the message, and then I said, of course, want this to be the best program out there for you students, the Harvard of Amazon private label education. He said, yes, sir. Appreciate it, brother. So like my students know all of the extra value in the tools and all the things that I create for them, but I don't gatekeep any information. 40K revenue. Yes, Hanto. He does 40K in top line revenue at a 35% profit margin. Absolutely crushing it. Very first product that he launched on Amazon. So what is that? 40,000 times 35% profit margin. He's doing about 14K in profit. How would you scale your Amazon business with employees? You could get like VAs and stuff, but scaling comes from optimizing what you already have and launching more products. Like you can maybe get things done faster if you have a VA, but like I wouldn't rely on a VA to carry your business. The two things that I just mentioned are how you're really going to increase. With a VA, you may be able to get things done faster, like take some of the workload off of what you're doing. Like for, I guess to give an example is like, I don't create my own listings. I have a team who does that. So I don't have to spend time doing all this listing optimization and stuff. Team does that. I don't have to focus on shipping. All I do is create the shipping labels and my team handles all the shipping. I don't have to do inspections because I have a team boots on the ground in China who will do those inspections for me. At this point, I don't even do my own sourcing. I have a sourcing agent who does that for me. So like I really just focus on marketing my products, launching more products, differentiating my products. Is there more competition compared to past years? Yes, of course, Amazon is growing, but there's still not that many sellers in perspective to how many products there are to launch. There's, I think, 1.2 million active sellers on Amazon at this moment, but that's arbitrage, wholesale, and private label. And then you have to consider all the big brands who sell on Amazon. So that's going to take a portion of that 1.2 million. And then you have to consider all the small sellers who do like little niche products and they just have them listed on Amazon. So that's going to be a portion of that 1.2 million. And you also have to consider that there's always new product markets that are coming onto the scene. Like products that I have seen today did not exist in 2019 as these big markets, or not even big markets, but these, what's the word? As these fruitful markets that are now on Amazon. Kevin, thank you for sharing the live, bro. Good to see you. How many different products can you sell under the same account? Is there a max? No, there was somebody in my live the other day who had like 800 SKUs on Amazon. You technically can only have one Amazon seller account per Amazon's guidelines. There are some exceptions to this. All right, enough yapping. Let's do product research, shall we? For anybody who's new here and you've never seen me do product research, the goal with this is not for me to give you guys a product. In fact, I purposely, by design, try to not show products that do meet my criteria because I'm not here to give anybody a product. I don't believe in that. I'm here to teach you how to show a product. Yeah, user, they do. No worries. No need to be sorry, but yes, they do. So I hope everyone knows that when I'm showing you guys the methods, what I look for, my criteria, all of that, but nobody think that like, oh man, he keeps showing products that don't meet the criteria. That is by design. I'm not here to just unless on the off chance one of you pick a product. He said, that's annoying. Don't know when to be happy for a sale or not. Yeah, I don't love that either. Okay. So let's do it. I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to show y'all what to do, what I do, what to do. We're going to do the black box method. So this is Helium 10's black box tool here. First thing is we're going to select a category and subcategory. We already decided that we're going to do home and kitchen. And then we're going to set a few filters. So average price, I always set this minimum 30. Can you give a rundown on your Amazon program for new users? Yes. Do you want me to do it now or do you want to do product research first, Batman? I can make it quick if we do it now. You let me know, bro. And then the next filter that we're going to set, I'll wait for you to answer and while we do this. Product research. Okay, cool. So now we have parent level revenue. Let's turn my brightness up. Parent level revenue, the minimum, you can play around with this one. You can set it to like 10K, you can set it to 15K, you can set it to 20K. So play around with this one. Another thing that you can do is when you're selecting a category, you can come in here and expand on the subcategories within home and kitchen. I always do ASIN revenue. Honestly, bro, if you want to do ASIN revenue, I don't think that matters considering the nature of this first step is just to get product ideas. So totally okay. And in fact, I don't even think that's a bad thing. You might get different results playing around with ASIN revenue versus parent revenue. So I don't think that that's bad by any means. You're not doing anything wrong. So here, this is Helium 10's black box tool. All right, so here I'm going to take off some subcategories. Like I don't want to look at bedding because I wouldn't launch a bedding type product. I'm going to turn off heating, cooling, and air. Not that you can't find good products in there, but I'm just going to turn that off. Lighting and ceiling fans, I'm going to turn that off because we avoid electronic products. Seasonal decor, well, we don't look for seasonal products, so we're going to turn that off too. Vacuums and floor care, we're going to turn that off too. So we're looking at wall art, kitchen and dining, kids home store. I actually will turn off irons and steamers too. Home decor products, event and party supplies, furniture, cleaning supplies, bath. All right. So we have our parent. Actually, you know what? Just to switch it up, let's do that. let's do ASIN level revenue. Okay, sheep, just to show you that like it really is all the same. And then max review count. So we have review count right here. We're going to set a max. I like to play around with this one too. You can do 200, you can do 250, you can do 300. Play around with it. You'll potentially get some different results. And then we're going to come and we're going to search. Okay, let that load. Now, the idea of this very first step that I'm showing you is to generate product ideas. Just because we set those filters doesn't mean that all of these products that are on this page are products that we should go launch. The idea is that we're trying to generate a product idea, and from that product idea, we're going to analyze a potential product. Now, because you guys are going to do this next step, because I already know how to do product research. Some of you are learning and stuff. So before we get into it, I'm going to have first comment always wins. Generally like 3 to 5K flexi. But that's on everything. So a few things, and you guys are going to pick a product. First product always wins and is the one that we analyze. But before we do that, so nobody leave a comment yet. Oh, dang. Sorry to hear that, Smarted. That's wild. There are some products that I avoid. Now, we did turn off some filters, so I don't even think that we're going to see some of these products. But like a sofa table with outlets, I'm going to avoid this product because it has outlets, USB ports. It's electronic. I don't sell electronic products. This diffuser, it's electronic. I don't sell electronic products. So I always say that product research is a numbers game. And as you're scrolling through here, there's going to be products that like I'm not even going to spend my time to look at. I'm going to just skip past those so I don't waste any time because those products already just don't meet the criteria. Same thing with like these vases. Fragile items. I don't sell fragile items, so I'm not even going to spend my time looking at those. What's one more example? This electric adjustable standing desk. It's electronic. I'm not going to spend my time looking at a product market like that. Okay, so now we'll head back to the top. So Iman actually won. Like I said, first comment always wins. So we'll look at this product, hand woven tray. So first thing that you want to do is identify the main keyword. It's going to always be in the title. So this one is probably hand woven tray, something like this, like accent chair, something like this, end table, something like this, bed with mattress. Should I record this and post to YT or other platform, charge a monthly subscription? No, you shouldn't try to make money off my stuff. I'm assuming you're joking, but yeah, I have really good lawyers, bro. And plus this is also, oh, you should. Okay, sorry, Flexi. My bad. This is actually already on. We're live here right now, so all of those are recorded. Now I feel bad saying that comment. I figured you were joking anyways. Mine was a joke too. But all of my lives are recorded on YT, and then also I can't show it because I'm not allowed to direct content off of TikTok. But I have videos on all of these things as well. What is the most important differentiator for picking a product versus similar one? Probably optimizing the design and adding bonus items. We can kind of cover that a bit as well here. Okay. It's like she's like, bro, chill. All right. So anyways, identify the main keyword. We have hand woven basket or hand woven tray. Now we're going to come over to Amazon, actually on Amazon, and we're going to search hand woven tray. I don't think that's the main keyword. So let's go back. Let's do woven tray. Did you start with any money? Yeah, you have to start with money. It's still kind of low search volume. Can we cover adding an item to a product? I can't optimize the product I found. Yeah, we could go over it a bit. So let's do this woven tray. Oh, you know what? That's not the main keyword. It's rattan tray. So sometimes you'll be able to come onto the product. Hold on, let me share this with YT too. Sometimes you'll be able to like search a certain keyword, and if you notice, these are all woven trays or wicker trays, but you'll see rattan tray, rattan tray, rattan tray. You can with zero. There's always a way. Yes, that's also true. And I like the way, I like the thinking of Flexi. There's a million ways to do business and stuff. If you had confusion with the name, wouldn't that mean you shouldn't sell? No, not at all. You just need to identify the main keyword and look at woven tray, which has way better search volume. But then we look at rattan tray, and rattan tray has much stronger search volume. So no, it just means that you need to identify the main keyword, because if you're not looking at the main keyword, then you're not going to get the most accurate data. I see. Does that require a massive following though? No, it doesn't. I've seen people with bare viral on TikTok. So this is now before I even go into the data, can anyone guess whether this is going to be a good product or not? Before I open the data. One more thing that I want to do here. The price is low. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be the only thing, one of the only things wrong with this product. So I want to show you guys something. Oh my gosh, 390 hours. Reviews do look good, price point not so much. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So watch, I'm going to pull up the data, but I want to show you guys something to kind of prove one of my points. I say that it should take no more than 1 to 3 minutes to analyze a potential product. 3 minutes is on the higher end if you're really looking at certain things. Maybe it does meet the criteria, but you have to analyze it a bit more. I'm going to set this timer before I even open up my product research software. I'm going to show you that in under 3 minutes, with me explaining, that I will be able to analyze this product. Start the timer. Sweet. And helium-10, because whenever I do this, it always loves to take, look at, already taking forever to load. So we're going to include that into the time just to prove a point. Ooh, look at this. Hold on, let's do something real quick. I don't know if this one's relevant, and if we remove this one, I do think that we will not get a good what do you call it, average price. I do think the average price will drop below, but let's go. So first off, all of our front end numbers look good. Our search volume looks good, total revenue looks good, average revenue looks good, average price looks good, average reviews look good. Okay, so now let's filter one more thing. Toya, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. If y'all aren't already following, make sure you hit that button down below. Now we're going to filter for low reviewed sellers. So this is what I mean, Sheep, I know you're in here. So you're going to set the filter for 200, apply filters. And then once you apply the filters, it's going to show you a new number right here. That's not all the ASINs on page 1. It's only the ASINs under 200 reviews. That's what you use for your filter. So then you'll count up the sellers under 200 reviews, divide that by the number right here, and that's what you would want to be 20%. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is actually a honestly, it meets all of the criteria. One more thing that I do want to check. So this is, well, we'll get to that in a second. This is exactly what you want a product to look like. Now, Iman almost got me, but the thing why I would not launch this product is there's too many variations. You'll notice when you go through sellers, you're going to have 4+ variations. And so when we actually go here, so look, I'll show you. Parent level revenue, which is what I do look at. So you can say I watch all these videos and Yes, Flexi, you can. YT at Luke Basha. So if we look, our parent level revenue, 20% of sellers under 200 reviews make 10K plus a month. By the way, I already analyzed it, all that explaining, and I was explaining a little side quest to Sheep under 3 minutes. So if you guys can analyze a product in under 3 minutes, usually it should take you like 60 seconds. You could look at 10 products in 10 to 30 minutes, but I'm obviously spending a little bit more time. I just don't like products that have more than 4 variations because look, parent level revenue, we do have 20%. I'm good with your free content. I will be an expert when I will be able to be your student. I love it, Iman. I love it. Yeah, you're crushing it. Always in the lives, always learning, always engaging and participating. So you know what to pick based on, we're doing product research right now, Toya. But then when we go to ASIN level revenue, we see that only 3 do 10K plus a month, which means that these 3 individual ASINs make 10K a month. But then when we go to parent level revenue, all of these other ASINs require multiple variations to achieve that revenue goal, which I don't necessarily love. Okay, I also put the filter under ASIN revenue, minimum 10K, that good. Here, no, you don't need to, you only need to set review count filter and then apply, and then you'll be able to count it up because you want to see all of the sellers. Let me deselect. You want to see all of the sellers who are under 200 reviews because you want it to be at that 20%. So to kind of recap, but again, aside from that one thing, which I'm kind of glad because I literally just got done saying that I'm not going to pick a product for you guys, but Iman did pick this product. Aside from that, this is what you would want a product that you're looking at to look like. So search volume seems pretty solid, and there's other keywords just like we saw, like woven tray, that will equal to 10K search volume across keywords. It's not seasonal. This is a very normal search volume graph for sellers. Total revenue, we want it to be at least 200K. Average revenue, we want it to be, if it's more, totally fine. But average revenue, we want it to range from like 7 to 10K. We want a product that has the potential to do around that number. Average price, we want to be at least $30. Average reviews, we want to be under or around 500 average reviews. And then when we filter for low reviewed sellers, assuming that it wasn't variation dependent like this one, we would want 20% of low reviewed sellers under 200 reviews making 10K plus a month. Now, if we did just assume that this was on the parent level revenue, and we assume that like, okay, there wasn't variations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we would have, oops, I didn't mean to get rid of my calculator. So we have 8 divided by 35 equals 22% of low reviewed sellers make 10K plus a month. Are these numbers in your region, area, or nationwide? Technically, it's by my region, but so I'm in Cali looking at this, but if you guys looked in like New York at this, you would still see similar numbers. So it's technically nationwide, but it's also I know this is very contradicting, but it's also technically regional. You're not going to see too big of a difference between like where you are. So let's just assume that it's nationwide to keep it more simple. So again, 20% of low reviewed sellers. So what do you calculate? So what do you look at eventually to calculate parent or ASIN revenue? For the 20%, I'm looking at parent level revenue, but I'm also looking at ASIN level revenue to see if it is variation dependent. And if it looks like something like this, where like 20% of sellers with the parent level revenue are doing 10K a month, but then like only 1, 2, 3 sellers on ASIN level revenue are doing 10K a month, that's a bit of a red flag for me. Because kind of like we see here, that 10K, they may have a stronger variation, but that 10K is split amongst all of these other variations or whatever their top line or parent level revenue is. So that's something that you would want to be weary about. Now, assuming that you found a product or did not find a product that met your, very simply, we would come back to our black box tool and we would go through to find a product. We would just rinse and repeat that process. If you don't look at least 50 products before you say, I can't find a product to sell on Amazon, you probably haven't done enough product research. Most people, if they follow that guideline, will be able to find a product within 50 products. And again, if it takes you 3 minutes, let's say it's on the high end. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Let's say it takes you 3 minutes to look at 50 products. It's 2.5 hours of product research. Okay, got it. Thanks, man. I was doing it a little bit wrong. Was dividing the low reviewed sellers, 10K plus. No worries. Sellers with total sellers. No worries. I assume that's what you were doing. How many products do you usually go through to find one? For me, it's a little different because I've been doing this for so long that it's a lot easier for me to kind of like spot what would be good and what's not good. If we were going to use the average person, you'll probably like assume 50 products. Go through 50 products before you decide I haven't found a good product or not. And with this guideline, that would take you anywhere from 50 minutes to 2.5 hours. You could spread that out across a week, 30 minutes a day, and you would be able to eventually find something. It's a numbers game. It's a little more difficult for some than others, and that's totally all right. But I still think that it is a numbers game. What's our time at? Let me show one more thing. Well, actually, I'm going to show one more thing. I'm getting smarter. I'm not going to end it with this. We're going to show one more thing. I do have videos on my TikTok and YT duo on how to do this. So we're going to show, again, one more thing. But before we show that one more thing, I'm going to show this. Still learning things after all these lives I attended. That's the name of the game, brother. All right. For those who wanted a more in-depth guide on all the things that I showed, access to the Harvard of Amazon FBA private label education, AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. I have a pinned video on my TikTok going over everything that's included in the AMZ Masterclass, but we'll also kind of go over it briefly here. Oh, how many different products should you sell in a week or at a time? What do you mean by that, Show? Like your sales are going to vary depending on the product. So what's included in the AMZ Masterclass? Over 100 step-by-step video guides on my exact process, 25 plus hours of in-depth content. Now, for people, and none of you, I'm not talking about any of you in this live, but for people who like the randoms who come into the live and be like, oh, he's a course, this dude has a course. If I had a course, that's all that would be included. That's a course. But what else people will get is direct one-on-one access to me. My students are able to message me anytime they have a question. We have a private community with over 300 students all on the same journey as you. The community is great. You can ask questions. I'll always be the one answering questions, but you also have the community who comes in and chimes in as well. We do weekly group coaching calls. And hold on, I'm going to show something really quickly. I have to hide this before I show it. Weekly group coaching calls. Hold on. And all of those calls, this isn't even, so that 25 hours of content that I just mentioned, that doesn't include what I'm about to show you. Every single one of those calls is recorded and posted into the curriculum. Every call we've ever done, literally more in depth than most of the content that you'll find on YT. Every call, every single one, with the date, with the title of what the lesson was. All of these. Okay. Also, exclusive Amazon content that I post into the groups. Access to the AMZ Masterclass Freight Forwarder, where on average students save 30 to 50% on shipping. I don't think he's in the live right now, but one of my students, Airstick, recently told me that he saved $6K on shipping just by using the AMZ Masterclass freight forwarder. That in itself more than paid for the program. We have different packages, y'all, that range from 1 to 5K. That's why I always recommend people to hop on a call with my team, and I'll show you guys how to do that right now, because all of this is included in the main mentorship, but like maybe the main mentorship isn't within your budget or whatever. I do have lots of free content, but like we can pick and choose certain things that you could get access to and kind of work with you on the budget side. You have the product selection option. So instead of you having to do product research, oh, hold on, I got to do a puzzle to stay on live. We're based on the criteria that I use and teach that we just went over. I'll select a product for you, give you a nice little in-depth report. The AMZ Masterclass listing creation service, the same people who create my listings will create yours. We do product packaging, we do insert cards, title, bullet points, description, main images, A+ content, brand story. PPC Masterclass, which is the most in-depth guide on PPC ads out there, like just to show you a little bit of the PPC sections. Will it also apply if I'm in the UK? Yes, I have students all around the world, literally in every single continent except for Antarctica. Yes, Duo. My second most amount of students is in Canada. So our biggest market, obviously US. Second biggest, Canada. Third biggest, Australia. And then I have a lot of students in the UK. I have students all across Europe. I have students in the UAE. Oh, no worries, no worries. So this is just the main PPC ad section. I've literally never seen a more in-depth guide on PPC. So it covers every single main aspect about PPC, how to create certain campaigns, my launch strategy, how to structure your campaigns, how to manage your ads, getting keyword, what to do if a keyword gets no clicks, like literally going over everything. And then we have the PPC Masterclass. Each one of these lessons is anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. We have like 10 plus hours of PPC ad content alone. So we have part 1 through 9, part 1.5, and then also 2 mini PPC masterclasses. And this week, I'm actually launching a new mini PPC masterclass. So right now there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 PPC masterclasses. There's going to be 13. Also the PPC ad management service. We have the product inspection service. My team, boots on the ground in China, will do a product inspection for you. We have a bookkeeping service. I created an AI software for Amazon sellers exclusive to my students. A done-for-you sourcing product or service. So instead of going through and contacting manufacturers yourself, my team will do that for you. And we have a trademark service that is just as competitive, if not more competitive, with Amazon's IP Accelerator program. You guys can go watch this video. You can go see some student results here on the site. Also, I have on the TikTok Mentorship Student Wins. You can see some of the results of students there. And all of that is lifetime access. Anything that I ever add to the program, my very first student even has access to. So if y'all were interested on the site, yes, I want to apply. There's this very quick questionnaire right here. It does not take a lot of time to go through. Actually answer these questions properly. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just trying to show y'all how to get there, right? I'm going to hide this part so I don't dox my phone number and email. And if you qualify, because we do deny maybe 90-95% of people who apply, you will be brought to this page right here where you're going to be able to select a date and time and hop on a call with my onboarding coach, Adam. Adam, also an AMZ Masterclass student. Adam speaks for me. Adam is the man. How long does it take to launch a product? I'd say like, so I always say 3 to 6 months, but I do think what Sheep said is a little more accurate. Like it's really like 3 to 4 months. 6 months is like if you have so many delays, if you have so many issues. I had a student who took a break because they had some life stuff come up with Amazon. And even then, it took them under 6 months to go launch a product. I feel like that one took a little bit more time. So what I'm going to do is we will be going live tomorrow. Yeah, I had 5 months because I was launching with Chinese New Year. Yeah, there you go. And everything. There you go. I love it, sheep. So what we're going to do is tomorrow we're going to go over differentiating, how to differentiate a product, how to add value into a market. We'll make it a super easy like goal. We'll do like 2K likes, 10 shares or something, just because I know we'll get it. And we'll go over differentiating tomorrow. I do go live Monday through Saturday, post 4+ videos on TikTok every single day. So y'all make sure that you're following the page. But on that note, everyone, I hope you have a blessed rest of your night. Make it a productive week. It's only Monday, so time to start taking action on things. And I will see y'all soon. Much love, sheep. Much love to everybody. Appreciate you all. And I will see you soon.